We have some new residents who moved into El Dorado, so would you stand up and introduce yourselves? Sandy and Susan Bose.
I'm sorry, say it again, because I don't think I heard you in the back.
Sandy and Susan Bose.
Well, no. I was hosing.
She's also.
Just.
I know, I'm like, you want to make a mess of it.
From the chairs,
All right. Okay, I'd like someone to approve the minutes from last meeting, please.
I approve it.
You approve it? Okay.
Second?
Second. Okay. A couple things I just want to say, please, that we've got notice from Boca Community Association that a lot of cars have been broken into. So would you please, if you're parking outside, do not leave anything valuable in your car.
Lock it.
Lock it, please. So they're out patrolling, but you never know, so won't you please be careful? And what else?
Most of the cases,
Most of the cases is across the street.
At Plum.
at Plum,
Plum.
no, but most of the cases, if there was like 7 of them, 5 or 6 of them, the people left their cars open.
Right. Please.
And they leave them
And you should be
That's
careful,
another
because if you
point.
have any kind of connection to your garage,
Right.
then it could become something, then they could get a little testy of grazing.
So please, if you have any connection, put it, lock it up, please, and don't leave any computers or anything in there, all right?
And if you see
I'll call.
somebody that
Have
doesn't
you
look
seen
right, just
somebody?
call.
Just call. Okay.
Don't feel bad to call.
That's all I had to talk about. Let's do about financials.
Okay,
Come on, Cheryl. Yeah, Cheryl.
in our cash operating account at Paradise Bank, well, some at South State, some at Paradise, the total is $50,350.78. For our reserve account, the total is $46,220.83. For an unaudited total of $96,571.61.
Okay. Management report, please. Carrie.
You heard her. Well, you started doing that, so, as far as the financials go, from our perspective, there is one person that's delinquent for this quarter only. You know, the second one's gonna be due starting in November. We have contacted them and they are gonna pay, they just haven't yet.
Very good.
What?
So was it me?
No, it wasn't you.
Okay, good.
Cheryl, it was you.
No.
That's
So
a
that will be taken care of, which is really good, actually, one person, so.
That's very good.
Very, very
Person
good.
that-
Thank God.
We got a proposal for you guys to mulch and flowers, so you have that you guys can look at from your landscaper. We also got some, a quote to do some pressure cleaning of the front areas and the signs and things like that, so you guys have that you can look at. The pest control company was out, they're gonna be out again. Actually, I think they were out yesterday to do the
They did the
bait
roads.
boxes. Yeah, the bait boxes.
They didn't do
Yes.
mine.
They didn't do your road?
No, they always miss it.
Okay,
I'll
we'll
let
talk to
them
him. We'll talk to him.
It's hidden in Aries' house in the back.
Behind the fence?
No,
Oh.
on the side, like my, like,
Between you
maybe
and
they
him?
look at that way and they see my side a little more clear, and they're like,
Yeah, okay, I understand what you're saying. Okay, and then, yeah, I think that's it. We do have some, not outstanding, I would say, like, ongoing, like, a few little violations, there are 1 or 2 homes that we have to, you know, follow up on. Most of them were done. Most of the people that got
And we
letters
thank
took
them
care of
for it?
Yes, 100%. But there's there's a handful that we need to just check up on, follow up on. Yes. Yeah.
yeah. So are we over the COVID,
They're gonna talk about that.
are we over the COVID situation where we, the grace period legally and everything is gone? So everybody could go back to business?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, some people were waiting.
Yeah,
So
sure.
a lot of people were waiting for COVID to be over, to
Right.
have people come to their homes, and they were worried, or to the roof, I don't know why, but they were, the roof and the, I don't know.
Some people still are and some people
But
aren't.
you have to respect and understand and be sympathetic, but I think now we can proceed.
It's behind us.
Okay. All right, so let's discuss two things about the mulch and also about the pressure plan.
Do we have other quotes or we don't?
So it says on
That's only for, not for the mulch and the flowers, because
Yeah.
we, I think the last time.
Yes.
Are the same people doing it who did it last year?
No.
Good, okay.
No, so what, right now, we only have one quote for one reason. We're getting another, we have two others, but the problem is that anybody who's coming under is not doing a good job. Why should we experiment with companies for a couple of bucks instead of holding the landscapers
Well,
responsible?
that's what we said last time, I'm pretty sure you guys, that we hired a different company and it didn't go well, and last time you said we're gonna use garden leaders next time to make sure it's done well.
I just think, listen, they are the ones blowing, they're the ones doing, why aren't you raking it? Why aren't you doing
I
it?
definitely think we should just go with garden leader.
I don't know,
But
so,
we need to look at the other numbers.
okay.
Sure. Especially for flowers.
Yeah, you can't have another landscaper install flowers.
No.
But we have to look at the
You can't
numbers
have
to
who?
make sure
You
that.
can't have another landscaper plant the flowers.
I-
because
But
then
it's not
like
going
this.
to.
I don't
Listen.
disagree, but we need to look at the numbers to make sure that we're not,
Exactly.
that we're not
Sure.
paying an exorbitant amount of money.
Yeah, we'll get them over to you.
Okay,
Right, it's
so
the
let's,
only way to
But
know
if they're
that
very
doing-
low,
But we need to know.
I'm just letting them,
We need to
like, I
know.
can't deal with this every year.
We need
Yeah.
to know.
But last time they did the flowers, it didn't.
No, they they were supposed to be beautiful white and patience, and they came purple
Well,
pimples.
they're talking about violet now, and I don't want violet.
There you go. No, no, no.
Violet's the name of the flower.
No,
It
no,
says
no.
new
No.
guinea and
New
patience
patience and a violet, but
violet.
they meant lavender.
You
They
know?
mean the violet that's like a lavender. But I still think they should be white,
white.
because then you'll see them. We have hardly no lighting at night, and it would be nice to see white flowers.
And we need a sprinkler.
All right,
It
so
doesn't make
let's-
sense to get flowers. if they're
Well, that's what
not-
happened.
Yeah.
all right, so let's hold that off until.
Well, you
Well,
wanna
no, we're
hold
holding it
off
off until the
on it all.
hurricane season is
Right.
over. Today there's a tornado watch.
No, we're done.
We're not done with hurricane season.
It's
It's
December
the
1.
one.
I know, but they said you could wait until November. I think it's prudent, right before Thanksgiving, everybody wants everything to look pretty
We'll do it later.
for the holiday. And maybe for Thanksgiving it'd be nice, everybody has their neighborhood looking pretty and,
Well, then the sprinkler has to be.
Yeah, the spring,
Correct.
yeah.
It's just an extension, it really
That's all.
is nothing.
Takes 5 minutes.
Because the set head is there, it's just not in the right
yeah.
posture.
Okay, and the color of the mulch, you wanna go again with the dark brown, or does everybody feel that they want something else?
I would go with red or gold. I think the brown
No,
looks
no,
like
no,
I like yellow.
I think we should
Okay.
stay with brown.
Dark brown, but not black, because the
No,
black
black.
did end up, that was a bigger mistake.
Oh, it was the black that looked like dirt?
I
That's
think
the
we
one
should
you
go-
hated the most.
I think we should go dark brown.
It's supposed to be healthy.
If you wanna see dark brown, it's down on my house.
Yeah, it looks
I,
good.
let me tell you, you're the reason why.
It
I
does.
turned around and said, you know what, we ought to be ashamed of ourselves, and that much.
Easy, Lou, don't hurt yourself.
It's dark brown, that's dark brown, it says it right on the
Just got
bag.
back.
Yeah, it looks good.
Doctor's here too.
I say, I'll fix you up.
Is it approved? I mean, obviously. we're
Yes,
looking
the
at-
colors approved, the flowers, they were white, so you could go back to
Yeah,
them,
okay.
and then get the quote from everybody in. Everybody else
We
did the
still
same
need to
thing.
make sure their pricing is
All
fair.
right, does everybody agree first one, flowers white? Steve?
Yeah.
Okay, Sharon?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Yes, white.
I think it's the least offensive when things aren't full. I agree. But we can't agree yet, we still have to go get a
We'll
quote.
get a quote, but just one.
Okay.
Well, you can, I mean, you can approve it on, conditioned upon. things.
Right.
I mean,
Okay, so we
if you
approve it
guys
on
are gonna
condition,
vote, then why
so
are we
say
waiting
that.
another month?
Okay,
We're not approving the price
right. And everyone agrees on the mulch dark brown?
Yeah.
yet.
Okay.
Okay, so approve, how many second?
Anybody second
I'll
it?
second it.
All right,
There you
done.
go.
Okay, we got, so you get the, other
Right,
price.
Michelle, we have.
Just send them the same
I think
sample.
that's simple.
I'm telling you, the other two were like the most jobs I've
Okay,
ever seen in
well,
my life.
that's
It's
all
like
we're
a
done
pixie
with.
dust.
That's all we're done with. That's all we're done with. The new year.
Wait, I'll sprinkle on.
All right. Is there any other,
Well, you want
business?
to, are you talking about the pressure claim?
Well, the
Pressure
pressure clean, well, we don't
That's
go-
separate.
That's separate.
So pressure
That's the
cleaning
same
will
company.
be only,
Well, I got it all separated, so you guys can pick and choose what you wanna do based on financials. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who's the gentleman?
there's always
that
the
did last
money
time?
issue.
That's him.
Oh, he did a good job.
Well, we just have free.
Yeah. He did a very good job. So it's,
He was the least expensive every single
yeah,
time.
and he did a great job.
He came back
Right.
and did the back wall
Yeah.
when the club told him that that was their property and they were not supposed to pay, and I turned around and said, I'm sorry, they don't know what they're talking about, the back of the walls are still our property by the parking lot of the tennis.
Yeah.
And that has to get painted. And he came back and he honored it and painted that whole wall. And that's a long,
Yeah.
That was a lot.
It's a big one.
that's a long wall.
So let's do this. Pressure to wash 2 islands, 2 signs, 2 curb signs, okay, 450. And pressure curbside around El Dorado.
That's by the outlet.
Yeah.
The curbside on the
Right.
island and
Mhm.
the
Median.
curbside by the little entrance up
Mhm.
to the pavers.
Mhm.
Both sides.
Mhm.
That
On
was-
both
The signs
sides.
do need it.
But it won't go where the cars and the trucks and everybody double parks because it's pointless to do it there. Because the landscapes, everybody, contractors, everybody parks there and it's gonna be shot in a day,
I agree, because it happened last time.
Okay, then
So pressure washing is really
Craftsy,
good.
field.
That was just if you wanted, that is, if you look on the bottom, it shows you the price, just pressure cleaning.
What is he saying? He's
Pressure
saying,
clean cracks, seals, patching, seals.
Underneath on the bottom. No, no.
No, just the pressure thing.
400.
which is fine.
No, that's not the wall.
No.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Which is fine.
Right.
Pricing was
And those
very
need to be done
reasonable.
badly also, that's why.
The cracks in the wall, I have to tell you, that's the part that nobody's gonna like here. The cracks in the walls is not the responsibility of El Dorado.
Why not?
Because they're the owner's wall.
No, we're talking about the wall on Broken Point Drive.
Ah, I thought you were talking about the back walls.
No, that's just for Broken Point
The
Drive.
wall with the,
Because he painted
with the
it.
fence.
I know that, but we're not doing that this year, we're just
All
pressure
right, so
cleaning.
The wall with the fence.
you wanna do all three, or
Correct.
you wanna do
The
2?
iron fencing.
Correct.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah, but that we're just gonna crush it.
That's
Correct.
And that's what we have, just pressure clean.
So wait a minute, all three or
Well, I wrote down if you wanted to add the streets, but if you don't wanna do the streets, then it's 2 by 3.
When you say add the
Let's do
streets,
two.
one second, when you say add the streets, what do you mean?
The gutters on the side, which you said
The
you didn't wanna do.
whole
The
El
whole
Dorado?
Dorado.
How much
You
was
told me
that?
about the
It's
swales.
Plus
The swales.
75.
Correct.
That's
what I
think
said.
we do
I
all
think it's
three.
worth it.
That's what I said, that's why I did.
Because they, the only, no offense, but the only gutter that looks halfway decent is mine, everybody else. is
No, 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 no,
Mine's a shit show.
650 to do the gutters. It's 475 to do the walls and 450 to do the signs and the
Maybe
and
if
the
you're
curbs.
giving them the whole job, you can negotiate a better price. Just saying.
the signs,
They need it.
yeah, our front signs need.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
it's in there.
But
He
what
means,
other
okay, so
signs?
he means the
That's it,
front
there's only 2
sign.
signs.
That's it.
The 2 signs on
All
both
now.
sides.
Tell me when you
Two
want.
islands.
Let me just go from entrance to
That
entrance.
change. Looks fine.
The 2 entrances, the 2 walls, the whole park outside wall.
Correct.
Not inside, not the planters individually, just the outside street wall.
And the planters outside.
Yes,
That he can
there's
get to.
street, both of
Yes,
one side.
yes.
Then the gutters going into the neighborhood, and then the whole 2 gutters that go all
The
along to
swales.
the other.
Swales.
All the
So
swales.
which one, some of those are really bad, like in one.
No. The problem is that they don't have a correct, no, that he's just not even painting, he's just gonna power wash it, and I believe it should get better, but the tree that's in the island has a leaf that falls and stains the paint.
Yes, it does.
That leaf happens to stain the paint, I don't know if you know, or know that, but it does. And, no,
No.
the bougainvillea is like this, and then you know, like a tree that like,
Yeah.
yes. And the swales into the whole community, yes, they need to be in some areas repitched, the water doesn't go right, et cetera. That's something that we're probably not going to ever be able to do in sport
What do you
financially.
mean the curve?
Yes,
swales.
they're not curbs.
They're not curbs, they're swales.
The curb is the lifted part.
Yeah.
It's the
a
swale,
gutter.
it's the, where the water goes and leads to the
The other
main
thing they have
gutters.
is-
So those are like,
Swales that are grass.
they're bad. It's gonna only look worse when you power wash the
So that
others.
when it rains, it
Now, let's
all
take a vote.
accumulates in those swales
Steve?
along the road.
All 3? Kev, all 3?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But negotiate the best price.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
Karen.
we all agree.
no, Gary, just call them up and tell them we can go for gets get better price. Everybody, somebody second the motion, please?
I'll
We all
second.
agree. We all
And
agree.
wait, and do me a question, do me a favor, ask him if he's interested
We're
in
gonna
painting
do,
it.
we're gonna clean your house.
Huh?
We're gonna clean your house.
I think so, he already told me he does.
Okay.
He does inside, outside glass.
Because somebody's asking in the
I know you do.
neighborhood, and
Yes.
I know you do.
and tell him that there's like 4 homes
Ah.
that need to be painted ASAP, and
Who
maybe
doesn't want
do a
that?
group thing, and everybody can just go and do it. And maybe we'll look out what he's saying. Is that?
Is there anything else? Okay. Any questions, please?
What about the light posts?
Oh, okay, Carrie will handle
Carrie.
it. What are we talking about? The light posts.
Lamp posts.
Lamp posts.
Well, we've been talking about them for a while. We went,
Specific questions for
yeah, I think they, you just want an update?
that?
What are you asking about the lamp posts?
Do you wanna know?
Because we have lamp posts in front of our house, and there's only one bulb that's only one.
4 are out.
One bulb.
We have the same.
And
We have the
then-
same.
They're all over.
Carrie.
And all
So-
of them walk around.
Yeah, we went through and we evaluated each of the poles. We had a company come out and evaluate the poles. And we also been buying globes and lights and making them the same color lights. There was a question about whether to keep fixing it or to replace it. And we did go with your quotes, and to replace it is quite expensive. You're talking
For big.
probably 3 to 3,500 to 400 per pole.
We're gonna be over 150 to
Yeah.
175,000 from soup to nuts, because the electric is old.
Right, and so a lot of them are out right now, need new sockets. So we are in the process of getting the sockets and then going through and replacing the bulbs that need to be and the sockets that need to be. And, just gonna continue doing it that way in order to, not to do a special assessment and replace all the light fixtures. Because most of them, the poles themselves are in okay shape and the lights themselves are in okay shape, they just need new sockets.
You
Because
just
it's been like that for a month or more.
Yeah, oh, there was a
Well,
debate going
because
back and forth,
we didn't
and we
know
had
if
to
we
get
wanted to
prices
spend any
and.
money, put more good money into a bad situation. Everybody wanted a new one, they wanted new poles, they wanted new poles. I knew we can't afford new poles, but that's not sufficient, you know what I mean?
But we need.
My
lights.
husband inclusive, like.
Right,
three
they're
people
going, they're now, we're
wanted
going to,
new
now
poles.
they've decided we're not going to replace it.
How much you like to fix the poles?
I know,
Well,
but
to
some people
replace
did,
them.
so you
No,
have
no,
to
fix
like
it.
There's
go
nothing
through the
wrong
process.
Fix everything, make it work perfectly,
Maybe 1,500 bucks.
instead of 3,500 bucks.
No, 3,500
wait.
is per pole.
Yeah,
What is he
3,500 for everything? Oh,
First of all, it's commercial.
Big deal.
We're not dealing with a little house that you have and you're putting your own little lamp post in your place. You have to get permits. Then they're gonna come in and tell us that our wiring sucks,
Not code.
not to code. You're gonna have to
It
bring
was
it,
when it was
but
done.
it's not now. So if any repair and anything new is happening, you have to bring it all up to code. We're gonna have to do all new subterranean lines. Do we wanna welcome this? I don't. I'll
No,
move.
just
And the lights
get the
are
bulbs
fine.
working.
Well, that's
Well,
what
that's
they're
what we're
doing
gonna
now.
do.
Now that
Yes.
they've looked into what the cost would be to replace them all.
We don't wanna do any expense like
Got
that.
it.
It's
So
not
now we are.
necessary.
Got it.
Yes.
Yes, Ellen?
The mailboxes.
The mailboxes?
Yeah, so like Sam's mailbox, like every day I have to push it to, it doesn't stay closed.
Okay, there's a company called Beautiful
Mailbox.
Mailboxes that everybody is welcome to call on their own and fix their own mailbox, which literally you're supposed to. We
Yeah.
take care of them out of courtesy, but we're trying to get a bid for it to be all done at once.
But we
No
have,
time.
but I'm not, what, they used to call for, so Jeff went and tried to fix
Okay,
Sam's mailbox.
nice.
Because it's, just doesn't go. And all the mailboxes, like they could use, I don't know if any,
Painting.
yeah, like sanding,
They need to be.
sanding and
Yes, they need to be
straight,
brought down and
sanded.
that's
Yeah.
what we are
and
getting
like all
bids
our
on.
numbers are gone, so I didn't wanna put new numbers on.
We're getting a bid on them.
Just so you know, Lois, you don't even have a handle on your
I know,
mailbox.
someone stole my handle,
I
thank you.
went to put mail in your mailbox.
I know.
and
Yeah,
you
cause
don't even
there's
have a
like
handle.
Sam's doesn't stay at all.
Yeah, and then one of them
Mine
is
is
Mailboxes, you
like
can put
6,000 and
mailboxes,
change
they come in the official
to
one.
refurbish.
Do we have a mailbox?
How much?
6,000 and change.
That's
to
right.
refurbish. Just refurbish.
There's reserved
No,
I
mailboxes.
think they're gonna, that's what she's saying right now, they wanna come now, but
And
give you the
putting
price,
new
just
numbers and
Yeah,
flags.
clarify.
We have a quote for that. You have-
63.
Excuse me, she's speaking, we've got the quote. If you wanna hear it, she's gonna tell you what the quote is.
The first quote we got, because to replace those mailboxes are gonna cost you probably about 30,000.
But we're not going to replace them, they're
Exactly.
beautiful
So
with the
to
lights.
refurbish, the first quote was like 6,000 and change. That they sand them all down, they repaint them inside and out, they put new, flags, new numbers, new hinges, they secure any that may be loose. We just did that in another community in the Polo Club, because the price to replace them is ridiculous.
That's not even a vote to consider.
Well, that's what it,
How much was it?
60, I think 63, but I'm waiting on Hartzell.
So
Okay,
let
they
me ask
can-
you a question, but was it like, was it a company that just does that, or was it a painting company?
No.
It was a mailbox.
Beautiful mailbox.
Because that's who I think should do it. I don't think a painter should come
Well, I
and do
gotta tell you,
anything.
Hartzell just did Cypress Isles in the Polo Club, and they look really good. And
Okay.
he did Cedar Glen and Boca West. And he's a
But
lot
he's been
cheaper than
doing
beautiful.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so
Beautiful
that's okay.
mailboxes just did La Corniche, and they're beautiful.
Sure.
New ones or they refurbished?
What he says bullshit.
That's good, that's good to know.
What's the matter?
He says bullshit.
You said bullshit?
I wanna hear what he
What's the
says
matter?
bullshit.
I mean, we talk about mailboxes, why don't we do what the meeting's supposed to be?
Because one of the homeowners brought it up, so you have to respect and talk about it.
Answering all questions.
So anyway, we'll
But
get
if you have
into-
something you'd like to know, I'll be happy to hear you out.
Let's just finish up with this.
Okay, so,
You can't, we could put it maybe for the annual budget and take it into consideration.
For
But let
next
us see where
year.
our numbers are. Legal alone, we have to see where our numbers are and do these things, because I don't think anybody really wants, does anybody want a special assessment?
How much are you giving us?
There's a reserve,
We have a reserve for mailboxes.
there's reserve accounts for mailboxes and the lamp posts.
I think in 6 months to a year, things will be less expensive than they are.
yes,
I
Correct,
think they.
I
yes,
think put things off.
correct.
Sure.
they're thinking about
It's a
another.
crazy
Is the
time.
mailbox
If you do it for the following year.
It's not.
something new. Liz, you're right,
This is a bad time.
This is a bad time to do anything.
Answer Jeff, he wants to know if it's in the reserve.
No, he says we have a reserve, why don't we
46
just go and
46
use it?
For the mailboxes, we had a line item.
Yeah, we did.
There's one for the light post
Yes,
too.
Yes.
but we didn't have 100% the numbers, because there's, first of all, no real commercial electric company wants to even bother coming out to give us how much to,
So what about the mail, let's, like, we already tabled that, let's just talk about the mailbox. Fix that.
look for it and see. I don't know.
There was a mailbox.
We have a mailbox reserve.
How much is it?
I don't
Streetlights
know.
is 10 grand and the mailboxes is 8, almost.
So it's mailboxes, we should be
So
okay with that.
We budgeted.
Yeah, because it's been there, it's not in our new budget.
Okay, so how much is the mailboxes and how much is the light?
So the streetlights have $3,000 and.
Which is very light.
Like you can fix them.
No, we.
Like I could go with a spray can.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying you can repair them.
Yeah,
for
but
that
that's
amount.
not enough.
We
Half
had,
that.
we had them painted.
And then, yeah, the mailboxes is 8,700.
So maybe we are able to do.
So we're getting the second bid for the mailboxes to see if it's, can get a little better price, and then you guys can get that one.
Karen,
This year we
let's
were
get a
budgeting.
second
Exactly.
quote for the mailboxes for the next meeting with the.
And I think Cheryl's got to look at
Can
the
you
budget.
show her that?
Yes, but you still have those. in-
I know,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have it sitting there.
Yeah.
I thought he was asking where we're at.
Oh, no, that's the, yeah.
So let's look at the next month, let's get another quote, let's see when we
Yeah,
do
we'll
the
have two
budget
more.
for
I
next
think we
month.
should just do
I agree with
I
you.
was gonna say, let's go ahead and just agree to do the mailboxes.
I think it should be
And
done
we'll
at the same
take
time.
either this
But
price
or-
or the
or
better
the
price.
price. Like
I think
Hartzell
what I'm
being-
trying to say is I think we
Hartzell.
should, as a board, agree on fixing the lights once and forever.
Okay, well, I wrote that down, I thought you did.
And doing the mailboxes simultaneously, and be done and move on.
Okay, Okay, I figured you were already said it's okay to fix the
I'm
lights.
tired.
Yeah,
Okay,
fix the lights.
okay. I just
She
want
wants to do the.
So the mailbox is
Not
agreed to
replacement.
as
Well, I
well.
will, let's just get the second price,
Refurbishing.
make sure, and then you guys can decide which vendor you want to
She's
use.
trying to set, you're not understanding what she and he are trying to do. They're trying to get us to agree as a
Yes.
board, vote on it, yes, pending on pricing.
Yeah.
I just said that.
Okay.
I literally just said
Just
that.
I didn't understand that.
Okay.
I didn't understand.
Everybody in agreement?
Correct. Another time.
No, you're trying to get the prices before you decide.
So here we go.
All right, hold on.
All
All
they have a quote in the back.
We're gonna move forward with the mailboxes and repair of all the
You're
lamp
motioning,
posts.
you're making a motion,
Yes.
right?
Making a
Move
motion.
forward with repairing the lamp posts and refurbishing the mailbox.
Right.
And we agree,
We're sending them down and painting them.
right, refurbish.
The mailbox.
Refurbish.
Right.
Yes.
I know, but people may not understand.
Okay.
Well, that's a refurbish.
All right.
Thank you. And I make that motion.
Steve, second. All right. Everybody in agreement?
Yes.
Yes.
We're gonna,
We're in agreement.
we're gonna,
Really know what we're agreeing to.
Word?
yes.
We
but
do.
still have to
Cheryl,
get
Cheryl, we do, we're fine.
It's pending on pricing.
It's
We're
fine.
going to get you a price, so
We're
you'll
doing
know
it.
before you.
Cheryl, we're doing it, that's it.
It's basically, listen, you're basically gonna get the same thing.
No,
You're gonna get the same thing done, you're just gonna have two things to choose from for pricing.
Yes,
That's
yes.
all.
Except for
And
the
it's,
lights, that
and we
one has to
have
be
42
Yeah, but we
mailboxes.
already know the height.
I don't know what they had over there at the Polo
If it's
Club,
lower,
probably
great,
300.
but it
No.
is-
So,
No, I mean, he probably, Hutzel will probably come in less.
yeah, that's what I'm
I'm
saying. So
thinking
let's
maybe
see.
4 enforced.
Fine.
Okay,
Okay.
so let's get them
All right.
down
Yeah.
pending their
Right, got
pricing.
it.
Okay,
Done.
very good, done.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? Anybody else have any questions? Yes, Ken?
Is anybody addressing the interface with Heritage Corporation now on the back wall?
We know
We
nothing.
did reach out to them, but I haven't heard from her yet.
I don't know what you're referring to, I'm sorry,
For what?
I'm lost.
Well, who paints the back wall behind our houses?
We do.
Yeah, we
No,
did
no,
that.
not the outside. We
Excuse
didn't.
me, this is the same thing we
No,
went
we
through
didn't
last
paint
time.
that. The
Yes,
club
we
did.
did.
We did.
We did, and we paid for it.
Mhm.
I don't know
Like
when
2
you
years
did
ago?
that, but the club did the
Yeah.
last time.
The
I
club-
saw it painted.
We just did it like 2 years ago. 2 years ago?
But-
I don't know.
Okay.
I moved here in 2017, it was a shit show, I had the guy come, he painted it, that's all I know.
Okay, now, the second issue on that wall is, right now, I've been killing off a tree that wants to grow back there. You know those pink flower trees that are next to Steve's house?
Right.
Well, there's one back there, and it keeps dropping its little seeds down there,
Okay.
and I've been killing it off. And
Okay.
if it grows, it's gonna take the wall down with it.
Okay, so can I
So-
just say, anything that's from the wall inside, any roots that's jeopardizing that wall is your problem and your responsibility, and you need to make sure to take care of it.
I
It's
took 2 trees
it's not,
down.
it's not inside the wall. It's
Well,
out,
you can see
it's
it's in the
growing
wall.
under the wall.
So it's from the club going into that wall?
No, there are places where there are drains that go under the wall. And that tree is
Ken.
growing
I'll
in
come
the
and I'll look.
drain.
Let's-
What
I
did
wanna-
I look
I wanna
at it?
go.
Ken, we'll take a walk and we'll look tomorrow.
Yeah,
It's a couple of houses up from me.
so it's by their house?
By not going in my direction,
No,
or
no,
going
no, the other
towards
way,
the
the other
doctor?
way. You're down,
Yeah.
up,
She's downtown, she didn't come uptown.
I like downtown personally.
up is the other way.
Downtown is
And
much more
it's
fun than
that way,
uptown.
and there's more growing,
Okay.
gonna grow
We're
there.
gonna come look.
We'll come up,
Okay.
And we
so.
have reached out to
So
the
if it's
new
not us,
people.
it would be the management, and just an FYI,
The club.
we had management call
Yeah.
and send emails to the club,
Mhm.
welcoming them and saying, please come and take care of what nobody's been taking care of
Yes.
forever, which is everything in the perimeters from the outside of Sharon's home, to your home, your home doesn't have anything in the back, but everybody who has overgrowth in the back
I
on
have
the
a-
golf course,
I wanna ask you a question about that.
and everybody on the other side.
So, we have a huge hedge, ficus, and I share it with my neighbor. We had white fly everywhere, we've taken the steps, spraying, trying to get it to come back to life. I know, I don't know what's gonna happen with it, I'm doing the best I can to get it to come back, or change it, I don't know. But I don't, it was put in like 30-some odd years ago. And now my neighbor has decided to rip out everything in the courtyard on her side. She's ripped out everything, and it's like disgusting what is going on there. And now we have zero privacy. So I'm dealing with the white fly that we're trying to clear, and it's costing a fortune, but I'm doing it, whatever. And then she's ripping out constantly trees and you see what's going on. I mean, I see you guys walking, and it's out of control.
Because she had the jungle of the club behind her.
No, this is the courtyard.
She doesn't have a courtyard.
Yeah,
She has
she
a
does.
backyard.
It's in between the two houses.
She has a
Little
courtyard.
in between.
Yeah,
So
it's
that
almost-
little area in there that's all paved, there was a jungle in the paved area? But if it's her jungle and her paved area, if she wants to trim it down to the bare minimum, she's entitled to.
All right,
Unless
so-
it's the dividing wall.
But it's the dividing hedge.
Hedge, if it's the dividing
It's the
hedge.
dividing hedge.
Yeah, I'll go look at it.
It's the dividing hedge, so now I walk up my stairs and she's staring at me. It's like, I worked so hard to keep this hedge.
Well, let's go look.
Yeah.
When they look at
I think it's
it.
gonna be the same as Fran.
It's probably
Yeah.
the same.
You're in the
No,
same.
Fran, the other one is different.
Oh, you're in the same.
But inside the courtyard,
Okay, the problem is that hedge was put in by the developer. That hedge is a dividing hedge instead of a wall, instead of a fence,
I
or anything
understand.
else. So what happens on her side, if she doesn't wanna take care of her side and do the fly and do whatever.
I'm taking care of it already. We were fine. I asked her for half
So
the
did
money,
she
she
take
gave it
that
to me.
off?
Yeah, she's taken off everything.
She
And
took down
then-
your hedge.
No, what's on her side of the hedge.
Everything.
The hedge is see-through because of the white fly, and all her plants that used to be there are now gone.
No, it's okay. I'm not saying that. I'm saying
Let her
that.
explain to me.
Wait, what? Go ahead.
Let her explain. I wanna hear what she has to say, I may not have to go.
Yeah.
Do you mind?
Part of what she's cutting down is that original ficus that didn't have the white fly that was keeping the separation.
I understand,
So
but
now
is it from a 4-foot high that you're complaining of in height, or is it from 4 feet below the ground?
4 feet to the bottom.
That's her property. I'll go look at it. If it's her property, you can't say nothing.
I'm not asking to say anything. I'm
So
just
then I'm
saying that she's removed everything and it's like a complete mess, and I thought that you
Well,
needed
we
to
should
get an ARB.
Yeah.
And she does not, I don't.
Okay, so you're telling us that we don't see that from the street.
I know.
You're telling me that we are going to do a
Who's the
walkthrough.
neighbor?
So when we do the
Yeah.
walkthrough of the
I have it.
neighborhood,
Mhm.
it's the Latin nice
Yes.
lady with the baby,
Yes.
with the son. When we do our walkthrough, we will be more than happy to go and take a look. And I will take a look ahead of time, because if you're telling me that she's doing like much labor, it's not like a little landscaping. She's
It's
not
not a little
doing
landscaping.
landscaping. She's like cleaning out.
Yes.
It's always on the
It's a
street,
disaster.
every
Well,
Monday.
but I don't go every Monday and look at everybody's
Right,
yard.
no, but I'm saying I'm telling you it's
All
there.
right.
Okay, so
Alan.
we're gonna go take a
We're
look.
gonna go look.
Because everybody should do an ARB, and you're 100% correct on the ARB part, but if she's cleaning out the mess
All
that
right,
she
all right,
had,
Ellen, we're scheduled this Wednesday to take
she's
a walk.
entitled to do
So
that.
we're gonna walk around the development this Wednesday, we'll let you know.
Yeah, just tell me what to do.
Yeah, well, but I will tell you this,
But we have
that
to
I
walk
had
around.
those spikes on both sides of my home with white fly.
I know.
And I ripped
Can't
them
do
out.
Wednesday?
I know, but I can't rip it out. I'm not allowed to. That's the only thing you're running me
Ellen,
out.
you're gonna come Wednesday to our walk, we'll check it
Oh.
out.
Everything you do, they do should be
Right,
on
right,
the
right, right.
ARBs.
Right.
He's here to say ARBs for
Do
everything.
you know it's all throughout the community?
Yes, you
You
did.
did very well.
Everywhere.
Thank you.
Come on, you got it. You don't want it.
You're getting there right now.
Yes.
One more. Okay, so the sprinklers, are you getting water or not getting water, do you know? So put a piece of paper on them, a newspaper, and then you'll know. Because they did a water.
Paper cup.
Or a paper cup, they did a water test and everybody's getting it, but you're coming from Jersey and from where else? Jersey.
Well, Boynton.
Boynton, did you have your own sprinklers in Boynton?
HOA.
HOA also? Okay, so our sprinklers run, not every day. So when it's dry, you're not getting water. We have to hose.
Right, you have to hold.
You still do want to.
But that's what I'm saying, put a piece of paper or something and see if they work. And if not, we can make sure,
Call
take
me.
their address, take
Call
Marie,
me.
and tell them to please do a water check.
Yeah, there's sprinklers, little hoses that go in flower pots. I don't think those are working.
Okay, so that was the homeowner who did that, that does not come from the HOA.
Those are
The
extensions.
drippers,
Yeah,
yeah, that's,
that's underneath the patio.
that's a homeowner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it
You
doesn't
call
hurt.
me,
That's a homeowner.
just call me at the office and I'll,
Call Marie at the office.
when they're doing the QC check, which is quality control check, they'll come out and make sure.
Yeah, I think Lola had filled out something and requested. Nobody ever contacted her.
Lola filled out something?
I sent an email.
Yeah, she
Okay,
remembered.
but then I've called, and they haven't come out? Okay.
But they can contact you when they come.
Thank
They
you.
just
No, they
call
don't.
No, but we can ask them,
Yeah.
see, may have other stuff that's usually that you might have to do. So we can ask them to do that this time.
One of the owners calls it about the irrigation. When I email garden leaders, I give them the name and the phone number to contact directly to let them know when you're going to be out on.
But they don't always do that.
They don't.
They don't do it, they're supposed to always go through the court.
Unless we say they have special stuff that they need to look at, they just are doing a regular check on their house. They're a good person.
Is there anything else?
There is a walkway to the tennis
Yes.
court.
Yes, we know that.
Yes, we're
That's
getting,
the second time.
I had 2 people come out and look at it, so far I'm just waiting for their praises.
It seems like a long time ago, we had whitefly on the, what's it, the ficus.
Yes.
And a long time ago, we called somebody and not our own, somebody from the neighborhood or, I don't know who came out, but then they took care of it. But now it seems like the whole neighborhood is having a problem.
The whole
with
state,
Yes.
whitefly.
the whole state.
Palm Beach County especially.
So
They
why?
recommend you remove it.
Yeah, they do.
It's an uncontrollable problem
She
everywhere.
removed all of her,
I didn't do.
and put in
Calusa, right?
Calusia, I think, and paid for it, and she paid for it,
Yep.
and it was on our property, like,
So,
and she put the Calusias because that's what everybody in Florida is doing, because
And they
it's-
did,
you're
and
gonna
I
spend
did.
so much money on spraying.
They put,
They did it in the back of their
And I
house,
put
they put
Calusa in
they
mine.
put yeah.
It's a Calusa head.
It's indigenous to Florida. Indigenous to Florida, and it doesn't get affected by whitefly. The ficus the whitefly is out of control, even with treatments, the ficus will die. And it
Calusa
thin out, and
grows very
Calusa just
quickly.
grows real quick,
So if you get.
And it's really thick, if you trim it properly,
You
it's
can
very
get
nice.
3 gallon and within a year,
Yeah.
and not even, it'll be up to 4 or 5 weeks.
I mean, you could do something for
Calusia.
But they take long.
Yeah.
All right, does anybody have any more questions for us? Excuse us. Yes.
You used to send around a program when the cutting is going to be.
We do.
You used
We
to
do.
send the whole sheet,
Yeah, we've been
what
sending it.
days? We don't get that.
What's your email? I know they didn't, I don't think we got one for October.
October, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's not
But
November
the
yet.
problem is
November.
that it's not, you have to also reinforce again and say.
We did October, but we haven't got November yet.
Yeah, it's not scheduled.
Right.
We did not
But
get
if you give me your email
gotta go
address, I'll
buy it.
make sure I have it right, or, because when they send it to us, we forward it to the community.
Yeah,
Okay, you want it now?
Sure.
AABBS@AOL.com.
I'll make sure it's for some reason,
but they don't always come when they say
No.
they're going.
Yeah, because if it rains, their schedule is screwed up.
Okay, so one other thing I want to say.
She has something else.
Oh,
One minute, let her finish.
Another problem.
Yes.
We had a tremendous drop from trees in the back garden area. there's 3 or 4 of them, and we can't lift some of these things, they're very heavy, not only the grass part of it, the grassy part, but wood, large chunks.
I'll come over and take care of it.
It's
I'll take it, I'll
unbelievable.
come take care of it. I'll come over and run.
Thank you.
No problem, I'll take care of it.
He's actually really good at that.
Did you come over our house too, Colin?
No, for you know that, for you, I don't have to work out and do my weights, it's fine. Perfect, no problem. All right, one other thing I want to say. If there's a problem with your house, please call management. We are here to service you, but we're getting bombardment on phone calls.
Not here to service.
We're not here, service, well, we're here to help, do the right
I
thing.
volunteer
They get
to
paid
help.
for it,
We don't, we don't. So if there's a
And we do
problem,
pass things along. when
yeah,
we need to
please
pass
call
along.
management and then we'll go from there, all right?
Any other questions?
Any other things that we've discussed?
Oh, there's one I have to bring up.
Oh.
Oh, go ahead.
what-
Go ahead.
Anything else?
I'd like to see him back to the wall.
That's for the golf course, you can't do anything, it's
I
on
already
their
called,
property.
I called both the community association, it's on their property, it's theirs. And it'll be
Nothing you
eventually,
can
they're fixing up the golf course and it's gonna be done very shortly.
They do it, I think, every 3 years. Someone told me.
And that sand will not move, it's heavy sand.
That sand is moving, don't follow what they're telling you, please, oh my
They should
Lord.
be there by.
They are fixing
They're
the
fixing
sand,
it.
the sand was
Yeah.
not up to par,
Okay.
so they
Oh,
spent
there we
it.
go. Is that
Oh, not the car.
I got that.
So now
Okay,
they spent
Oh, Nick,
like $50,000
Yeah.
to repair the,
Right.
but they have 100 new members, so they have some money.
Yeah.
so they needed, so in the mornings, I don't know if any of you are awake early enough, but the school bus has been a problem, and I don't know if you all know that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, I want you all to be very careful. There's a lot of parents who want to park at the stop sign. They do not want to go on the swale. I stopped my car, I asked them nicely, I said, hi, how are you? I had the kids in the car, one told me to F myself, the other one told me it was none of my business. The other one said that the law says that they gotta stand by the stop sign and let their kids open the door. The problem is they're opening on the driver's side the door, and the child into the street, and the child runs to go get the bus. So I called police, DSL, they'll come for everything that's nonsense, but they won't come for what they should.
Did I call the community?
The community
Yes, you did.
association went, they stood there, they told the people, they came back and did it. They're gonna continue doing it, they don't care, they mind your own business kind of an attitude, like if you don't like it, too bad. And now, it used to be two, 3 cars, now it's like 7 or 8.
Yeah, it is.
So it's getting to be where the cars are lining up to his house,
They are.
to, park. So I called all last week, every single day, and harassed them every single day. And next week, they're gonna be there, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, to get them out. They is security, the mall cop.
Both the security.
He's gonna be there,
They're,
he's gonna be there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
they're,
Nothing.
And
two
they're gonna try
cars.
to get the people convinced to move.
now there's.
I find that if you're leaving and you're there, just give them a look. I don't know what to tell you. Give them a little like,
Point is, be careful.
be careful with the kid. I'm telling you, my husband almost ran over a kid is what made us, he was shaken. He had to come back home. He couldn't go.
Put up a gate, that we only have the student.
Well, guess what? If Boca Point, the main road, becomes public, ever, that's what you do. That's why La Corniche is designed the way it is.
Yes, it is.
That's why
And
Palomar is
Barnhouse,
designed the way it is. Because that main street of Boca Point is designed in a way that if the county wants to ever take it, it can.
I don't know, take it is a bit, but control.
If they want it, they can take it.
They can control.
Hopefully
A
they
lot
will.
of things the community associations do. They may, back at the gate too.
What do you mean?
They may put another gate so people can't come into El Dorado and the rest of Boca Point.
I don't know what you mean.
That's good. So
I
they
don't-
can go to the
I'm
club.
lost
and
now.
Right.
everything. So they will
Club.
push, the gate all the way up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's a
That's a
great
good
idea.
thing.
Yeah,
I
yes.
like that.
Because they rent out the tennis. So the tennis,
And their catering is always.
everything, but the tennis is
So,
more,
I'm
because they come
also-
every single day,
Alright,
kids
hold
from
on.
every school.
I'm also on the Boca Point Community Associations, that's why I know this. And we're just waiting for the new people to introduce themselves to us and find out what their plans are. But this is one of the recommendations we are gonna make to them. So that no one comes to El Dorado, everybody, they'll go directly to the golf course, into the, and of
Employees,
course,
scoping.
employees and everything.
Scoping
Yeah,
everyone.
so hopefully that's what we can do.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, but I told them before they did their, originally when they started doing this, I said, back it up. I mean, if you go to Broken Sound, it's all the way to the back.
No, it's smart.
Yeah,
It's
so,
great.
so they took my suggestion, and we're just waiting to have them to introduce ourselves.
And then if you go through the gate, you don't have time to go for 30 miles an hour before you get out.
Right, exactly. That thing should be dropped now. You got people 40, 50 miles an hour, it's unbelievable. That's another suggestion, and we'll bring up the next thing we have. Because people, once you get past full speed.
I don't
they
know
stop-
any of it, so I don't
They stop
vote.
going 40, 50 miles an hour. It's ridiculous. They need to put something on it, so.
Well, it's not Friday.
Is everybody back home?
Can we, in El Dorado, make a speed limit and have the same people put in El Dorado the radar traps?
Wait, what?
Now, we can.
I don't like radar trucks, why do you like radar trucks?
Oh, I love it.
Because I don't want the people to go 30
No,
miles an
local
hour.
one part, I'm happy. Oh, you mean in hours?
In hours.
We have some speeders. We have a lot
But they're residents.
I
Who
know.
cares? Who
My
cares? They'll
husband
kill
wants-
residents, so.
My husband wants to have them arrested.
You're right.
So you want one of those things that say you're going too fast?
No, I mean, like, have a multiple drive.
They have cameras.
Check for radar, 10 miles an hour.
They have cameras.
8
In
miles
front
an
of his
hour.
house, one
The
could
money
get
goes to El Dorado.
You all had the bad idea of no lines.
People are paying, not everybody pays though, so like, it's really not that, I don't know if that is.
Everybody drives right.
That enforceable?
It is enforceable.
Broken Point can have the money. Broken Point can put it there, and they can have the money.
Luke, you have anything to say?
I know someone that got, like, one of our residents.
It's ready to go home.
Why don't we make El Dorado one way?
I don't think that's a bad idea.
Ellie?
I think that's a
You
great
just always
idea.
go one way?
One way in, one way out.
One way in,
An
one
entrance
way
and an
out.
exit.
We're a one-way lane
Oh,
neighborhood.
in the one
We have
exit,
no
go out the other,
sidewalks,
instead of
and
going
now
back
there's
and
more
forth.
children than ever.
So both
Find out.
We'll go one way.
And I don't care, I'm a mom, I watch my kids, I don't need you to do anything
That's
for
not
me.
bad.
Come in from the power line, you have to
That's a
exit
good
from the
idea.
other.
Yeah.
Depends which way you're making
You can make it my entrance as you come in, and exit as you go from her house.
Who mentioned that? You tried to.
No, if you're having that, then you have to have another sign. When you're coming from power line to the second entrance, there's no sign.
That means, I understand, I don't like
So,
it.
Well, like, it's not in the middle, it's on the side, you need them to put in the middle.
it's only in one side facing.
Wait, how are you adding traffic? I don't understand that you're adding traffic. Right now,
people at the other end can go out the other way.
Come in,
Or come in the other way. And I ran it, everybody comes in, then.
everybody comes in our way, I hate to tell you, I'm there hosting all day
A
long.
lot of people.
Everybody comes in through our side.
No, I don't, I don't have to.
There's like 4 people.
So watch.
There's 4 people,
I
Zoe,
go out
you,
like the far end.
Lady Beth, because they live at the end. It's the 4 houses at the
I
end.
even come in the other way sometimes.
So do I.
Which direction
But if it's one way, it's adding traffic on both sides. Whoever comes in has to leave.
Yes, it does.
If it's traffic, if it's adding traffic on your side,
It's
it's
gonna
adding
add
traffic
it
to
at
the
the
other
end.
Of course.
side. Because whoever drives in has to drive out.
Correct.
Let me check with.
The rain lady and me can't get it.
I think it's a good
I can't
idea.
hear you.
I gotta check with Kathleen.
And you put those things on the street, if you back up, go the wrong way.
It's a great idea.
The rental car, and then we'll have
Idiots driving in, not knowing about what's.
Hold on.
Big sign.
It doesn't matter.
Hey, hold on, let's get out of here, please.
I would only ask, I think, that they come in at your end.
Yeah, but
out
but it only
mine,
makes sense because the main gate is there.
Because I can't back out safely from my driveway. I simply can't. I'm
First of all,
gonna
it's the
get
most, it's
slammed.
such a hard place,
Yeah,
your driveway.
yeah,
It doesn't matter. That should be an exit.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
yeah.
It's not a bad idea. You're used to something, so it's hard. But it
Change is
changes,
good.
you know, some
Sometimes
change
it's
is
good.
good.
If you want to change one way, make the street one way,
Yes.
you have to get the agreement of.
Of course.
I'm gonna check
Because I don't
tomorrow.
like that. I don't want to
Oh,
be
I'm
going out
sorry.
your way when I could go out my way. I mean, that'd be ridiculous.
I know, because you're so used to it, but what if it's safer? Can I tell you, you don't think so?
Shorter is safer.
I think it's much safer because nowadays, everybody has a million cars. Nobody has one car. We don't have
I have one
sidewalks.
car.
I have one car.
Okay, but that's like, you're the 1%.
Old
She wanted to say it nicely.
Howie,
Listen, I have to tell you, it's our
Ken.
block is dangerous. Nobody's out there.
Ken,
None of you are out there. I'm out there.
Ken, I
None of
don't
you
know
are
if we can even,
outside.
if the community will let us do it, so we have to
Exactly.
find out.
Well, he
So-
likes it.
So let's just find out what we
well,
can.
not only the community, but you have to take into account the fire and police.
Correct.
Right.
They are gonna tell you, forget about it. That cannot
Well, the
be
police
a
has nothing to
one-way
do with it.
street.
Excuse me, the police and fire department already have a shit show going on because everybody's parked any way they want, so they can't even go in and out.
And they're private roads.
They go in the rain.
But hold on a fire truck, a fire truck does not back up, they have to go out
It's a good idea.
one way, they come in one way, go out. Same thing in my building, I had to have a road, my road goes into row B, so that fire trucks can go around, so they don't back up, so that's, the fire trucks I'm not worried about. But sometimes, like she says, you can't move it, the people walk. But hold on, let's just wait until I find out.
We're not even doing it, we're not even doing it, we're just like, it's just like a little thought out there that probably won't even happen.
Could you, I would like to ask you though, to do something, the worst offender on
Me?
speeding down the roadway
No, it isn't.
is FedEx. That FedEx truck
And
comes
the
in
UPS.
and he goes 35 miles
My
an
husband
hour
reported him.
right down the street.
Okay.
Ungas.
He hits the
That means
gas.
nothing, by the way.
He's
For
only
those that
going,
don't know.
Okay.
can't we send him another letter? Send him a letter.
You know who else? The school bus on Boca Point.
The what? The
The
what?
school bus
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
on
well,
Boca Point.
that's different. Our street,
Do you know who else?
happens-
Did I start
happens to
saying
be-
who drives over here like?
our street happens to be a sidewalk. It's a
There's a
sidewalk.
sidewalk on Boca Point.
There
Drive,
is
so it's not a
no
bad thing to be there.
sidewalk in our
She's gonna
neighborhood.
send a letter.
It's
I wrote
a
a note.
sidewalk,
Okay.
it's a street, it's a highway, it's everything.
I
So
agree.
it's a
Okay.
special case.
Okay.
And you gotta
And he's all
slow
day
down.
long.
Don't
And it's all
forget.
Couple that with all of the cars that are coming in to do their work of reconstruction, and we've had it up and down where we can't get out. There's about
100%.
8 different cars that we have to rotate.
Can I tell you, every time I see them, I go and I ask them to move.
I do too.
But nobody
I make
else,
them move.
I gotta tell you, I go every
Make 'em
time
move.
to the house. The main house on the corner, I told them, listen, I'm sick and tired. I tell them all the time to please do it. We send letters, they send me emails. Please. People are inconsiderate. We live in a very inconsiderate world.
Don't let him in Boca Point. Boca,
Oh my God, you're in Boca. Let's start with that.
I know, but if somebody's doing renovations.
Make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Getting them in.
All
The
right.
lights
Not
are
if they don't follow the rules.
Thank you for
But we
coming.
don't have it. With that, that's what
No,
I'm
I'm not
saying.
saying I have to talk about the odds or the evens. We talked
So
about
our
it,
next
we said you
meeting,
couldn't
by
do
the
it,
way,
but we should be doing
will
it.
be in December.
I agree.
We're not gonna meet, November for Thanksgiving, so everybody have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
And then we will meet in December, that will be our annual meeting.
In December?
Yeah.
December's the end.
That's what I'm saying.
It'll be at the end of December.
The end of December, before Christmas and Hanukkah.
I'm coming from the 19th.
We'll work it out.
Nice to see you.